We are right at the top of the hour. So after you've had a chance to say hello to me, say hello to each other, please settle back. Find a meditation posture that works for you this morning. Settling in, smiling at old friends, and starting by going inward, taking a couple of slower, deeper breaths. Letting go on the out breath. And receiving the warmth of this community, receiving air, receiving awareness on the in-breath. Tuning into your whole body, your heart, your mind, and receiving awareness, allowing awareness to brighten just a little bit with each inhale here. And then on each out breath, giving yourself over, giving yourself completely to the breath, to the moment. Perhaps with a slight smile. Whatever time of day it is where you are, dedicating this time to being present, receiving on the in-breath, offering, centering, giving over, letting go on the out-breath. You find the mind wandering, thoughts, imaginings, memories, greeting them kindly in the moment. And again, offering yourself to this practice, this breath, being here, receiving present moment awareness. Allowing the attention to settle, to rest in the body, allowing it to follow the breath. Be invited to open up, receive sensations within this body. Allowing the breathing to be soothing, natural, however it wants to be today. Receiving the fullness of awareness in this moment. softening, allowing, resting in the felt sense of the out breath, giving over to this moment of meditation, trusting this moment. In the last few minutes of our formal practice together this morning, the invitation is to recollect, remember any moments of goodness, mindful awareness, peacefulness, any glimmers of goodness that emerged in the practice today. A moment of patience, kindness, trust, whatever was there. And to gather it into your heart, receive the nourishment of it. And taking a moment to trust, appreciate the integrity of your own efforts today of showing up in the practice. It's not a small thing. And from that place, casting your internal gaze outwards to the others your life touches. With the wish that the benefits of your practice touch them as well. Ripple outwards. May all beings everywhere be safe, peaceful, and free. Thank you for your practice. So good morning, Sangha. Delighted to be with you and um, special warm welcome to those of you who slipped in a bit late into the YouTube Sangha, the online Sangha. And a warm welcome to those of you listening later as well. So happy to be with you. Really delight in reconnecting with this Sangha. So today I would like to offer some reflections on gifts we receive from this practice. And this is based on a few of the Buddha's lesser known teachings, discourses on generosity. But in general, you may be well aware that the Buddha's teachings place a lot of emphasis on giving, on offering, as part of the beginning of the path for most practitioners. It's less about what is given than how. And this week, instead of focusing on giving things, we're going to focus on the qualities we give, the how we give to our practice, and the gifts that can be received from it. So I'm going to start with a story. I love to tell stories, some of you know. Many years ago, I had the benefit of staying in a wat, a temple in Thailand. And this temple was on this little desert, mostly desert-ish, arid island in the Bay of Thailand, Koh Si Chang. And the temple itself had been started by this very sincere monastic who grew into a wonderful teacher. And it was just him in a cave for a long time. And then gradually, as these things happen there, the complex grew up around him as people came to practice with him. And I was touched to learn early on that the temple itself, the entire place, was named after an enlightened woman. So this teacher had seen her in a dream and was so inspired by her that he named his life's work after her. And it was a very human scale kind of place. It centered around the monastic life, the rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of awakening, practicing, and gardening. And the monastics, mostly with some help from the villagers, built up the temple over time. And they lived their life as a Dharma expression, dedicating practice to others. In fact, the one time we would all come together, we actually came together 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening. And in the evening, all of us women would sit in a little open air, beautiful place at night and dedicate our practice to others. And there's this kind of symbolic ritual or practice we did, which involved pouring the water from one cup or one vessel to another. And then we would pad out in our bare feet out into the darkness of the garden and water the plants. And it was such a beautiful practice, just starry night, big sky. But it was also symbolic in another way. On this arid island, there were no lakes, no ponds, no rivers. All of the water came from these very crafty catchments built right into the temple roofs that caught the water as they sloped, and it would pour the water down into these cisterns beneath each structure. And because the place was on a hill, there were a number of different structures at different levels. And the people there gardened with the water. They bathed with it. We drank it. And for many years, they gave the excess water and food to the villagers all around the temple, which then they received back in the form of meals. There was such an integrity and open-handedness about trust, conviction, about their generosity. And I talk about this because that kind of trust and conviction can be an inherent condition of mature Dharma practice and an expression of the practice itself. they related to the life's necessities in this generous way. The people there treated what they gave and to whom they gave it with respect, attentiveness. And this rhythm was in resonance with the seasons and abundance that was appropriate to the context of this place. And you could feel this palpable sense of kindness and care between the temple practitioners and the villagers. It was really evident. And those cisterns, those structures were built in a really intentional way. As I said, the whole temple was on a hill, and each cistern flowed into the cistern in the structure beneath it, all the way down. So whatever water wasn't used for gardening or personal use or given away flowed back into the ocean. And there, in this vast cycle of oceanic generosity, it eventually, perhaps, returned as rain. So this hints at both a kind of a trust and relating to this offering through a sense of conditionality. The people there had no way of knowing when or if the sharing of their abundance, whether it be water with the ocean or food with others, would be returned to them, but they trusted that what they gave would somehow offer an intrinsic good, whether to them directly or outwards in all of these unknowable ways. So, in the coming days, I'll explore a whole range of the way that these gifts cascade back to us, the abundant goodness, possibilities when we approach the Dharma, when we approach meditation practice in an open-handed way. And this is really because in my experience, offering yourself completely, offering myself completely to the practice invites receiving even greater gifts from it. In this way, the means of Dharma practice presages the ends of it. And there's a beautiful mystery in just what and how we offer transmutes into this receiving. But perhaps, as our friends in the Zen tradition say, there's not a real separation between giver, receiver, and gift. So that's the overview, kind of impressionistic sense of where we're going. And today I just really simply want to underscore the power of conviction, of trust in the practice. A place like this Thai temple represents that kind of conviction, that kind of trust, integrity, and the reciprocity that can come from the staying power of showing up in these ways. There are 3 levels of this kind of trust: borrowed, bright, and verified. So borrowed trust or faith is experimental, maybe based on what you've heard or seen or read, possibly even based on scientific studies. Bright trust, bright faith, it's sometimes called, is when something has clicked. There's a sense of possibility. There's a tailwind for the practice, an energy. Wow, okay, this works. I saw it written on a signboard outside of a yoga studio years ago. This kind of trust or confidence isn't trusting that things will turn out okay. It's trusting that no matter how things turn out, you'll be okay. And then there's the 3rd level, verified faith, verified trust, confidence, which is based on powerful firsthand experience. So to the extent that you can offer trust, integrity, conviction to the practice. Offer yourself wholeheartedly to the practice. These qualities increase the possibility of receiving feelings of joy, lightness, openness, spaciousness. They can become sources of strength, a rootedness, this kind of integrity in the practice, and it can be very sustaining. So that's the quality that between today and tomorrow, I want to invite you to consider for yourself. How does conviction, confidence, trust show up in your heart? How might it inform you in your life and practice, or how might you like it to? What can you do to invite more of it? I'm not going to offer a full outline of the week because this is a journey we're taking together this week. It's alive in my practice, and we'll kind of discover it together. So thank you very much for your kind attention. And I would love to see any thoughts you have about how trust, confidence, that kind of integrity might show up in your practice now, or how you think it might be helpful. Thank you. May the benefits of our practice here together be a cause and condition for greater trust, clarity, conviction, and freedom in the world.